to another episode with your girls here on the Mindset Talks podcast. I have my lovely, here we go, already starting early and can't
What
talk.
is up with
I
you?
have, girl, it has been like a week now with me like this. But,
Longer
anyways,
than that, but
I have my lovely co host here with me, Miss Cassie. And
hey,
you already know
hey.
who I am, your girl Amanda, as you all tune in with us every week. I am like so off of it this week. Why did you let me start this episode? Anywho, before we kick it to you, because this episode is going to be a fun one, I am honestly looking forward to it and I have been waiting patiently to get into this episode. I want to remind you all that we are on social media: Instagram, Facebook, Mindset Talks Podcast. We're also on YouTube where you can like our videos. You can also give us some likes, some shares, some comments on all of the platforms. We are on your favorite station, WDJY 99.1 FM. I'm going to say it's your favorite because your girls are on there every Friday at 9 a.m. So don't forget to tune in aside from your favorite podcasting platform here every Tuesday for a new episode.
Yes, said
Woo!
beautifully and without any mess ups. So proud of
Woo!
you.
Yeah, that was a struggle. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna need to get some more of this magic mind in my system. Anywho, so listen, y'all, this episode that we have today for you, I am so proud of myself because it is a review of the latest Married at First Sight season that has been dropped on Netflix.
Like,
Yes, your girls are behind, so we're not going to act like it's the newest and the greatest and the latest, but it's the latest dropped on Netflix, and that's how we do it over here. It was season 14, right? Season
girl,
14.
I don't know.
Sure. Season 14, it was in Boston, so that's all we know. So it was pretty
Mm.
close to home, which was cool to see also. Rather it be a city that's super far. So it's like, oh, that's not too far from here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this season I cannot say was the most exciting for myself as a review.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. It was a little painful at times to get through it.
Girl, girl. I don't know how you want to go about this one because again, it's nothing like Atlanta. Atlanta is the one that takes the cake for me still with that toxic ass Chris and Paige. But
Well, since you brought them up, I don't know if you've looked at their pages recently, but our girl Paige is pregnant. So that's exciting.
oh, my Atlanta, and it's not with Chris, right?
No, no, no. He is still
Oh,
single. He
phew.
just posted like a picture for Christmas of him like on a couch and him being like, "Oh, this is my family," and it was just him on the couch. So he is still
Boo.
very much single, which we kind of always knew that was going to happen. But our girl Paige is in a relationship and she is with child. So congrats to her.
Aw. Congratulations. Yes. Oh, that's so exciting. I'm going to go look at her page now, be all nosy. Who her baby daddy is, who he is. I need to see.
You're crazy.
Ah.
uh, but yeah, so I mean, this season, I feel like there definitely were some interesting situations and couples. That's a fact. I feel like that's always going to be a thing. Still, nothing though that tops Chris and Paige because they're just going to go down in
Right.
history for like the
Right.
wildest.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. We've just kind of been like itching to like talk to each other about this, and
Mm-hmm.
y'all have to be proud of us because we have not had any conversations.
No words.
So you guys are gonna hear the raw and unfiltered thoughts and feelings.
Yes. And speaking of history, can we just start off with the shortest marriage history for the show?
Yeah, because there are really not that
Bec-
much to talk about. So
oh my gosh. So we have Alyssa and Chris,
mm,
which is another something about those Chris's, I guess, huh?
yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
And
although it
this
wasn't
Chris
really
isn't a
him.
bad
Yeah,
Chris.
right.
Right, right. This one wasn't a bad Chris, but unfortunately, homeboy suffered in this
He
relationship
did. I
like a
feel so
dodo.
bad. Yeah.
I did and I didn't because Alyssa's dumb. I don't care what anybody says.
Yes.
That girl is just dumb and delusional. I don't know where she was getting whatever those thoughts came from, but she's just dumb. So Chris really continued, and I understand wanting to give your efforts because you decided to be a part of this process
Yeah.
and you wanted to come out in the end as successful,
Mhm.
but at some point you have to stop being dumb.
I mean, yes, but like you got to think too of like the time frame they were in, right? Like yes, things like went wild from like the jump, but you got to give my man some credit. Like he was truly trying, which is what they signed up to do. And it's frustrating, right? Like when you kind of like know like what's going on, but when someone doesn't
Mhm.
flat out like say it and like answer it, because you know if he never ended things, she never would have. Like it would have kept going about like, this
Oh,
wild
for
roundabout
sure.
nonsense. So I don't know. You just kind of gotta give him a little bit of credit, girl. Don't be so harsh
I
on him.
I gave him some credit, but bruh, like I'm going to be enjoying the rest of my time in Puerto Rico. So, for those of you who are not familiar with the show and don't care that we are breaking the news, Alyssa and Chris were a couple that was put together where clearly Alyssa was not attracted to him off rip.
No.
Like, clear as day, not attracted to him off rip. And I hate to say it, but the group of friends that she had and the way they look, if you were to judge them, you would have automatically known that he was not going to be her type.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and the way they were talking and like doing the clips of like, oh, I don't want him to have like bad teeth and
Bad
like,
teeth, and they just zoom right in on his teeth, which
yeah,
were not the perfect looking
right,
teeth,
right.
right? They were real shady with that.
They were. They
The pro
just.
the production crew, they're hilarious
Mhm.
because the way they edit things and film things are just wild.
Yeah,
So, they made it very clear for us, even, like, we didn't need to read between the lines, they made it very clear that she was not gonna be attracted to him.
yeah.
So, this chick is so upset because she said she was robbed of an experience because she pretty much was matched with someone that she's not physically attracted to.
Mhm.
That's literally what that came down to.
Yeah,
And she had excuses up her ass for everything.
literally.
I s- like I can't even like ramble them all off, but she would literally get away from every situation because she doesn't want to talk about it right now, or he's
Mhm.
being disrespectful, XYZ, anything to get out of a conversation.
Yeah, she was keen on walking away, and I feel like he was never disrespectful or did anything
At
that
any
like
point.
no, she's just that bitch is just wild, and she was so hard to watch, and
Yes.
oh god, I wanted to rip my hair out every time. She was like, "But I'm a good person, like, you can't put me in this light," and it's like, people who are
Y-
good people don't say that they're good people.
Right.
Like
And do half the things that she was doing.
yeah,
Oh, I hate him. But how are you going to say that you hate somebody that you don't even know?
right. Like, she didn't even
You
give
have
him any
nothing about him
chance at all whatsoever.
at all. And it was just so annoying to me because it's like Chris was so kind and polite
Mhm.
throughout the process.
Yeah.
And at that last dinner that all the couples had together
Mm,
when they were on their honeymoon,
yeah,
I would have just been honest about her shit. Like, yo, listen. So I'm not being extra nice to you anymore. I'm just gonna be straightforward and blunt
yeah,
because there's no reason for him to continue like playing along with her games.
yeah. No, definitely not. And I just, that girl just like infuriates the mess out of me.
She bothers me too. Yeah, and it's just like she was
Mhm,
clearly on there for her image and
mhm.
just, it's like, "Oh, if I don't get a husband that I actually enjoy, then maybe my future husband will be watching me or I'll get popular enough on social media." Because I think she was a digital creator or
Yeah.
something like that,
Mhm,
digital content creator.
mhm.
So she knows what the hell she's doing.
Exactly.
She ain't I mean, she's obviously dumb, but she's not as dumb as she makes herself seem.
Yeah, no, definitely not. But like even her whole thing of like, well, I don't want to like move in together with you in the apartment and like you can move in for the first half and like I'll move in for the second half so we can both have the experience. Like, bitch, the experience
That's not
is
the
real
experience.
to live together in a marriage. Like, what?
Right. Oh, my
Mhm.
yeah, no, like you said, infuriating because everything she said was so dumb. I just wanna, like, throw my shoe at the TV because it was just like, "Bitch, really?"
Oh, so
Like,
bad.
and then to say, "Oh, no, it's not because I wanna hang out with my friends." I'm like, "Why would those girls even be your friends?"
Right. Like,
Like,
y'all just met each other too.
you y'all can't
Mhm.
tell how dumb she is? You want that in your circle? I understand you have different friend groups, but you have a group for her?
Yeah. I don't know what kind of she I just can we just point out too the fact that she said numerous times, right, that like one of the things she does is that she rescues dogs. But then why did you catch that one part where she was said something about like him having a dog or something and was like, "Oh, like
She
I'm
had a problem
allergic
with
or
it.
whatever." Said
Yeah.
some like nonsense. I'm like, "Bitch, you said that you rescue dogs for a
Rescue
living." Like,
dogs.
what are you talking about right now?
Thank you. And then I'm pretty sure one of her friends that she sat down and had lunch with was one of the people that she rescues dogs with or that she met through
Yeah.
rescuing dogs. And it's like, your math ain't mathin'.
Not at all. Like, what are you talking about right now?
Nothing about her. And it's like, and it's so terrible because I never want to just automatically not like
It
people,
was hard not to.
but it was so easy to dislike her. She
Yeah.
made it so easy. It's just like, ugh.
No,
Oh my gosh. So
she
they
did.
were the absolute worst. Like the fact that they even like continued to give them a little more film time after Puerto Rico,
Mhm.
it was just like, all right, we know y'all done. Like we don't need no more of y'all on the screen because you're just wasting my time.
Yeah.
And the more I have to watch her, the less likely I'm going to make it through the end of the show. I'm like, they need to cut her off soon, or I'm not making it to the end of the
Yeah.
season.
No, it was really awful. And even after,
Ugh.
like, in the reunion stage of everything, she was just kind of like, "Oh, I just, like, wasn't in, like, a mental headspace," or like, "What are you even talking about right now?" Like, just admit you were a bitch and you just don't know how
Yo,
to treat people.
she hired some low end public relations to help her with that because
Probably.
that made absolutely no sense. I wasn't in the right mental space.
Mm.
No, you were clearly being you. And the way your family and friends describe you as when you're not getting what you want, that was exactly what we were seeing.
Mhm. Yeah,
Exactly.
she
Yeah.
was a little five-year-old child.
Yeah. That one I'm so glad he did not end up with her
Mhm.
because that would have been a divorce anyways. So
Yeah, awful.
oof. Yeah, he would have been a dodo to stay with her, but
Yeah.
he got a new relationship now. I had looked.
Yes, I did look too, and I saw that.
Mhm.
So,
And
kudos to
I
him.
yeah, I'm glad he was able to keep his life going cuz child, that was
Yes.
a that was a dub.
Yeah.
Anyways, who you want to pick next? Can we just please put Mark and Lindsay last?
Oh, okay. I was just thinking in my head when you're like, "Who do we wanna do next?" I'm cool with that. We can put them last because
Okay.
whew, um,
Yeah, yeah.
oh gosh. Alright, well, I guess my next least favorite, and I don't know if you feel the same, but I feel like maybe you will be Steve and Noi.
Oh, I forgot about them. Oops.
See? Alright, so we are on the same page.
You're right. They are next in the lineup. Steve and Noy. Do you want to start?
I mean, I
Woo.
can. They are I don't know how to really even explain it. They are I kind of like what they look like as a couple.
Yeah, they
I
like
think
match each
yeah,
other.
I think that they're very cute together. I think that they are both um they work well together, I think. You know, they
Mhm.
have, like, their own, like, weird, like, quirks, and, like, I know that they had, like, their own, like, issues and stuff.
Mhm.
And for this bitch being crazy to, like, say, "I love you," after, like, 3 days of, like, knowing him, that was a little like, "Okay," like,
Yeah. A lot. A
um,
lot, a
but I don't know,
lot.
I guess I don't really truly have too much to say about either one of them, except the
Mm.
obvious thing with him about him, like, not having a job and, like, being this, like, free spirit, like, creator kind of a person, whatever, like, not
Yeah.
knocking that, but, like, have a plan, like, do something, like, make me feel
Mhm.
confident that, like, you have some kind of an income or whatever to, like, help
Mhm.
out and contribute, like, then we can talk, but, like,
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to make it through?
I mean, I would need some kind of, like, assurance. For
Mhm.
sure, and I don't think that she was getting that at first, so
She wasn't asking the questions to get
I
that
guess that's true too.
from what we've seen on camera,
Right, right, right,
right?
yeah.
Because obviously there's, limited access, but
Mhm,
from what we could see, she wasn't asking the right questions. She's just so concerned about him having a job, and it's funny because for my man and I, that was a big topic while we are watching the show,
mhm,
like just discussing. He's like, "Oh, how would you feel if you were in her shoes?" And I'm like, I honestly wouldn't be as concerned because I am not like strict in, like you have to work a 9 to 5 and blah blah blah.
mhm.
Like, where is your money coming from? That's more important to me. Like, do you have a source of income? Where is it coming from?
Right.
And like, how stable is it?
Hmm.
Because, like he said, he got into the whole like Bitcoin cryptocurrency thing.
Yeah.
That dude got money.
Well, yeah, you would think. Unless you got into Dogecoin like I did.
Oh, well,
At the
I
wrong
mean, nothing,
time.
no, nothing against you, but he is an engineer and they think kind of different. So I'm just gonna say people are engineers for a specific
Uh,
reason because that them brain waves operate differently and they be on some like higher level stuff sometimes.
yeah,
Sometimes. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Steve is balling. And just the level of confidence he has, I honestly feel like people who
it's true.
don't have that aren't employed
Hmm.
and probably don't have the same amount of money that he has, they don't exude that same kind of confidence. You know,
Yeah.
like I feel like they come off totally different. And he's very comfortable in who he is. And like, I don't know, he just has a good outside to me.
Yeah.
Um, except for when she posts on social media. So I am going to say
Uh-oh.
that's where all his confidence turns into
Mhm.
like deflation.
Yeah, true.
And he's just like, oh my gosh, which I feel the same with him. And I'm sure a lot of people feel the same. Like, why are you taking these subs
Yeah.
and putting them on social media where it's pretty evident who it's about,
Right, right.
but you're not talking to that person about it? That's very, very childish.
Yeah.
And I didn't like that about her, that of how childish she was in so many different ways.
Mhm.
And I get her childhood wasn't a full childhood, but it's like, why don't people think when they go into shows like these that you need to change something about yourself?
Yeah, that I don't know. Because these people are thinking that they can like keep living their single life and not caring about things when they're going into a show to be in a committed relationship is very
Yeah,
interesting.
like you put yourself in this position to have a different life,
Mhm.
literally to have a different life. You all of that stuff from before ain't fitting into your suitcase to
Yeah.
go into the next life.
Yeah,
Like it
right.
just doesn't work like that.
Mhm.
So I just find that to be so insane. It was a little annoying with her sister Sriracha just trying to be on the limelight because I felt like Sriracha was a bit extra at times and was just doing it because there are cameras.
Mhm.
And no, everyone knows what comes with cameras is the following and all the extra stuff. So
Mhm.
I just felt like some of that was a bit OD, but you know, I don't personally know sriracha, so I don't know the spice level for that one. So, but those two, Steve and Noi, they're all right. They aren't bad. Like I like how they have fun with each other, but it's just him not letting go of the topic of the social media was getting so annoying
Oh.
where he kept bringing it up and bringing it up and it was like, damn,
Mhm.
bro, like the girl just like, and then like the time and place, like when they're at the table and he's still talking, and it's like, why are you still talking about it? If I
Yeah.
told you I don't want to talk about it here, like
That's
you're alluding to the situation, even
mhm.
though like we clearly thought that this was not the time and place, or at least she established that.
Right.
And then just like her like childish tendencies were just annoying to me, and how she was all upset about him talking about them um splitting responsibility with cleaning, and she was like all like salty about having to split responsibilities if he works and she doesn't want to clean the bathroom. Like it was just like really dumb.
Well,
So
I'm curious to kind of like pick your brain on that one. So why do you what about that makes you think that like her response was dumb?
because she was so upset about sharing responsibilities of cleaning the bathroom. A relationship cannot be 50-50 all the time. It in my opinion, there's no such thing as a 50-50 all the way through a relationship.
Mhm.
Sometimes someone has to pick up more slack than the other,
Right.
but as long as that continues to fluctuate and it doesn't always be one person always picking up the slack and the other person isn't doing shit, then it works. But to be in the situation of I'm working and you're staying from home, so you must do everything around the house, I don't think I that's not realistic to me.
Hmm. So, y'all, this is where it gets a little interesting
Okay.
between me and Amanda because I have the complete opposite view as you when it comes to that. Because the audacity this man had in the first place to even bring up asking her to do any chores when he's not doing anything is just wild to me because like
Understood.
you sit, I mean, granted, I'm not, who knows if he's actually like doing things when he's like home or whatever, but
Mhm.
like if I'm
Right.
going out and like I'm working and stuff like that, like we know like it's hard enough
Mhm.
to maintain a household while you're doing like work and stuff like that. So
Oh, of
if you're
course.
home and you're not doing those things, then yes, I do expect you to be able to like clean and cook or, do
Mhm.
something to contribute to the household. And maybe I'll help out once in a while, but like don't ask me
Mhm.
because especially if it's like a huge like riff in our relationship is because you don't have a job. Like,
Mhm.
how dare you even ask me in the first place to help you out with these things? Like,
See, I can't agree on that. She works from home. She doesn't go out to work. She works from
I
home.
mean, but what does that mean? You work from home too, right? Like, do you actually have
And I
time
still
to
yeah, actually, I still have time to do things. You know how tied I am to my desk.
Yes.
She has one, so from when we see her working, it
Mhm.
looked like she had one laptop. I have a desktop with two monitors, and I'm able to go and still do things to clean up, and I'm micromanaged as fuck.
Yeah.
Like micromanaged. Like I told you, I'm timed on how long I take a break to go pee.
But do you think that that would change though if your boyfriend didn't have a job?
Like my level of responsibilities around the
Yeah.
house. Um, Yeah, it would change, but it still wouldn't be where he's 100% expected to do something and like, or do everything in
Mhm.
regards to chores. There would still be times where, okay, maybe can you cook tonight instead of me cooking? I personally don't think that it's a reason to have an issue with someone if they're asking you to help out with something when you all live in the same household.
Yes, I mean, I agree with you to an extent. If it's being asked on like an occasional basis, like I'm not feeling good today, like I didn't get to like
Hmm.
do XYZ. Can you help out with this? Like, okay, cool. But to make it like an
Right.
established like routine that like I'll always clean one bathroom and you'll always clean the other bathroom, mm, that I don't really know.
Yeah, no, 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 and I'm not agreeing to that. Like, I'm not saying that it
Mhm.
has to be like something that's set in stone. No, I don't agree with that, but I definitely don't agree with the fact that if one person doesn't have a job and the other person does, or one person doesn't have an established um standard kind of job where it's like you work for somebody else versus a job of like um him and his sales, whatever it is that he
Mhm.
does, and if you're flipping coins and your investments are the way that you make money. I don't think that you necessarily need to have split responsibilities, like you said, you get one bathroom, I get one bathroom,
Mhm.
but it 100% of the time, it can't be the non-working person always cleaning. I am absolutely against that
Mm.
because that's where you can have issues in relationships.
I mean, yeah, it has the potential for it.
I mean, anything really does, right?
Exactly. So, I mean, those are things that you certainly establish, like, in your relationship, but,
Yeah,
I don't know, I
yeah.
think that we're just gonna kinda have to, like, agree to disagree on this one because
Yeah, I'm absolutely fine because yeah, I can't find myself fully agreeing with you.
Yeah,
Like,
so
I just
yeah,
this is why we're not in a relationship together
that is
because
true.
it wouldn't work. It just
I mean,
wouldn't
I
work.
think well, actually, no, it probably wouldn't. The more as I think about it, I don't think it would. But I'm
I mean, for a few reasons, but yeah.
Oh, wow, yeah. But anyways, y'all, I'm curious to hear what your thoughts and perspective is on this topic because clearly we are on two completely different sides of the spectrum. So I really want to know, like, and not saying like one way is necessarily right and one's wrong because
Right.
everything dynamics are different in all relationships, right? So
Yes.
we just kind of really
Yes.
want to know, like, what side of that spectrum do you fall on?
Exactly. Ooh, good way to word that. I like that. I like that.
Mhm.
And can I just kind of just go back to work for a moment, please?
I
Like,
mean, if you really want to.
yeah, I don't.
Mhm.
But I just have to key in on yes, it. hard for me to get away from what I'm doing with work
Mhm.
and get around the house to clean, but it's doable. So Noah, you have no excuse as to why you can't help clean
Yeah, yeah,
anything around the house.
yeah.
But girl, I just want to say, like, we're into the new year and this is supposed to be my slow season for work and it is busy as hell. Like I I have been so overwhelmed. So right now my man actually is taking over a little bit more of the responsibilities around the house.
Kudos.
No, no
Mhm.
kudos. He actually works outside the house. So I guess it's more, but it should be more 50-50 for us. But anyways, I just need to mention that Magic Mind has been coming in clutch for me right now because my caseload has doubled.
Mm,
Like when and I know we've been texting and it's like, oh, it's busier season right now. Like
yes.
this shit is sick. Like it's supposed to be the slow season right
Oh,
now. And I have been consistently taking my Magic Mind faithfully because I, girl, my focus is so on point right now when it comes to work because I'm literally back to back doing so much multitasking more than I usually would.
mhm.
And usually I'm like a little more messy and just kind of like having to double back and go back into a case to, write notes on. I have been so on it. I am so excited because my focus has just been honed in on what I need to do and it feels really good. Like
Mm.
I'm just going to say it feels really good and I know you can relate because you've mentioned before that it's just kind of like
It's crazy
being
time.
present.
Yeah, oh, well, that
Right.
too.
Yeah, it's crazy time and we need to
All of
be
the
present.
things.
So, yeah, no, no, no. Like I
Mm,
really have been very happy with how things have been going and it's that the fun one you love to say, the Bacopa Maneri, that has been helping immensely, like just with my attention span, because I do get a little like I said, I work on two different screens, so I get a little crazy. So
mhm.
just being able to have that attention span and to focus on the goal and being able to accomplish everything I need to do for the day
Yeah.
has been awesome. And especially for anyone who works in a setting like I do, like a call center, you really do have a certain amount of tasks that you have to get done through the day. And it really has just got me to push through. I feel successful by the end of my shift. And it's just so exciting. So, so exciting.
Yes. Well, I am super glad that you are enjoying this wonderful elixir drink that we have been introduced to. And making sure that our listeners don't forget to make sure you guys tune in and try it yourselves. And
Yes.
because we love this so much and we love working together with them,
Mm-hmm.
we have some special codes that we can provide to you guys. So,
Yes.
only this January, they, meaning Magic Mind, is going to
Mm-hmm.
help you gear up to crush your 2024 New Year resolutions, right? So you can be
Yes.
fully focused. So you get 1 month for free when you subscribe for the 3 months. And you can do this at magicmind.com//
Forward slash.
Jan, Jan, Mindset Talks Pod. Okay, you got that? So magicmind.com// Jan, Mindset Talks Pod. And with our code Mindset Talks 20,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to get an extra 20% off, which will actually get you 75% off, right?
Woo
And this is
wee.
only going to last until the end of January. So make sure you hurry up and get this
Jump
before it goes
on
away.
it. Yeah, because y'all definitely gonna need it when it comes to that tax season and people who like to spend
Oh,
money. And for
yes.
those of you who work in call center setting like your girl here, you're gonna need it. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. I
Yes.
cannot wait. It's gonna
So
be insane.
it will.
Insane. But
Same
yeah, let's
with the, well, I was just gonna say insane like these other crazy ass couples on Married at First Sight
right,
because
right, girl.
we
Right there
haven't
with
gotten
you.
to the good ones. So
Right there with you. So I feel like
oh, there's so many
Jasmina
more.
and Michael would be the next one on my
Yeah,
list.
yeah, we can do that.
Okay, cool, cool, cool,
Mhm.
cool.
Yep, we got that.
So Jasmina and Michael, she is a true island gal. Let me just say that. She is Jamaican
Mhm.
to her roots because that girl don't play. She don't play. Oh my gosh. Poor little Michael don't stand a chance.
No, but I like him.
Me too. And
Okay,
it
good.
was really nice to see him open up. Of course, that was the area we related with him, right? Just with
Yeah.
having lost. And it was like, God damn it. Of course, you want to be over here pulling on my heartstrings, the audacity. But he was really like, yeah, he was really rough at first, like just that hard exterior, but he had to be like,
Mhm.
that's just what he's used to. And I
Yeah.
know I definitely understand that with like, we not letting nothing in. This is air sealed tight. I'm just gonna be strong as an ox and like
Yeah.
let nothing come in. So he was very like rough at first, just not
Mhm.
his sensitive side wasn't showing. Not he's not like rough or like as Jasmina referenced aggressive.
Yeah,
But
no, definitely not. I don't believe that.
yeah, I don't like how she used that with him. I felt
No.
like she once they had that first disagreement or argument, she
Mhm.
was done
Yeah.
since then.
Yeah.
And she pretty much said that too, that that was just kind of it.
Mhm.
And that just pretty much ruined everything for him. And that's terrible. Like
It is.
you can't just base everything off of one interaction that wasn't necessarily the worst thing ever.
No, it definitely wasn't, but that's women for you, right? Like, we always do that. When we're just
Mhm.
getting to know somebody, the minute they do something we don't like, we're like, "Okay, ew, nope, on to the next." Like, don't want no parts of
Yeah.
that. And that was her struggle, right? Is that, like, she wasn't
Mhm.
realizing and understanding, like, what she truly signed up for, and I think
Nope.
she was just treating him like she treats every other guy that she, is
Yeah.
introduced to.
Yeah, no, that's exactly how it went, and it was just like, "Damn, girl, like, give him a chance." Like,
Mhm.
and they were mad cool, like, they had a good time, but she really friend zoned his ass so quickly.
Yeah. And it's so sad though, because like I think that out of all of them, I think that they were like the cutest couple. Like
Agreed.
I truly like how
Agreed.
they look together and I
Mhm.
was so rooting for them. Like I wanted them to like stay together and I was
Me
super
too.
excited that they actually said yes on decision day.
Yes, me too. Me too.
So that was good and all exciting. And then you get to the reunion and they're like, "Oh no, we broke up 12 days after." But because they're so fucking stubborn. If they weren't so
Both of
stubborn,
them.
they would
Yep.
still be together today. Like,
Yeah.
I truly believe that because whatever nonsense happened to make them be like, "Nope, like, I'm done trying." But it's like, really? Like, ugh, they
Yeah.
could have worked.
That was very frustrating. I wasn't too shocked when they said they broke up that short of period of time after.
Yeah.
It was just like I don't know, I just had a feeling because it's like I wasn't fully convinced by her, yes, and even just,
Mm,
like, from the way she's been, I don't know, I just wasn't fully convinced by her. I was so certain that after that first interaction, where that first negative interaction for them, that
mhm,
that was about it, and just I don't know, just kinda how she talked to him and, like, I don't know, sometimes she was just kind of, like, speaking to him in a condescending tone,
yeah,
and I know it may not necessarily have been intentional because sometimes that's just, like, how, like, Caribbean people talk,
mhm,
like, it's not, like, intentionally, that's just what it is.
yeah.
Um, I don't know, I just wasn't fully sold, but I was really hoping they would make it all the way through.
I was too.
Um, but
Very
yeah.
disappointed. That's probably
I
like
don't
my like the one couple where it's like, "Oh god, like please work, like I want you to work, like get it
right.
together." And so it's just sad.
Right. And I honestly don't have a lot to say about them. Like I really don't. He was dumb though for that whole roommate situation though.
Yeah, what was that about? Like you
I've
didn't
never lived with a woman.
yeah, like why would you not just like say, "Hey, like this is what it is." Like you seem that
Right.
sketchy. Like I know you've had sex with at least one of your roommates. Like why are you acting like this?
Right. Like that's so and like we're at your place. So even if you told me no, we're bound to see
Right.
one of the two that you have.
Yeah, that's wild. And she's like, "I live with a
Like,
guy, like I don't care that you live with like but just tell me."
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's
That
sketchy.
was very
Mhm.
immature, and it was just like, ugh. But can I just say, her hair care routine, girl, she got some pretty ass hair. I
Yeah.
love her hair. I just love her hair. I was like, girl, I feel you on the Rapunzel girl, but yeah, her hair was really nice. I really liked it. Sorry, it's just
I can't with you.
I was Listen, I have to give her kudos for her hair because her hair was just so beautiful. I don't,
Mhm,
and I've just been like, I know it's not naturally that straight,
mhm,
which just made me a little sad because I wonder what her hair looked like naturally because it looked like she has a creamy crack in it, unless she goes to the Dominicans and gets it blown out.
maybe.
But her hair was just so pretty. That's all I want to say about that.
All right. Well, and with that, I think we can go on to the next couple because I don't truly have too much more to say about them, just other
Right.
than just so sad.
Mm. And neither of them look like to be in a
Mhm.
relationship from what I could see.
Yeah.
Oh, there was one thing. Michael got fat after they broke up at some point. Like
Oh,
he fell out of shape,
yeah.
but he's back in shape.
Oh, okay.
Kudos to
I feel like
him.
that's hard to believe because he actually looked like he was like,
Girl, go to his page.
I'm
And he
gonna have.
even like he posted it like as a like, I fell off,
Oh,
but I think it took him like 8 months to get back on it or something like that. Like
oh, he
he did
likes
not
her.
look like he did not look like him. I didn't believe it at first because he did not look like him.
Interesting. Because I think that she did low key break his heart a little bit because she was the problem overall. And
Mhm. Oh yeah. And
uh
then she even got him
he,
to open up and, like, share his heart and just get to a better space in his
yeah.
life, and it's just like, "Here, let me help you be better, and let me drop you like a bad habit. Bye."
Yeah. She completely friend zoned and like
Mhm.
mm, just
Yeah,
poor
so
thing.
he did turn to a little chubsters, but kudos to him for getting back into a healthier lifestyle. He
Yeah.
looks, like, back to before, but I
Oh.
just was so shocked, sorry. I'm just like it was transitional.
All
Um,
right. Mm,
so obviously Elijah Wan and Katina,
yeah.
fucking annoying ass.
I don't even know where to start with them other than bless Katina's heart because her patience is key in all of this in this relationship. But oh my God, this man was just truly something else. And I'm curious to hear your thoughts on him because the way he was talking to her, I know you have a lot to say just because I
Girl.
know how you are. So go ahead.
Let me clear my throat. Girl. So for one, he moves too fucking much for my liking. Maybe he has like
Moves
ADHD or
like
something. But
physically.
he like when he talks, he
Oh.
like he's just like I don't know, he's just like jerky and it's like sit still for a moment, please. Like he's just like and he like get all excited. So it's probably just like ADHD, which is fine. I'm not judging that at all. But it was just annoying because I'm watching you on this big ass TV and it's just
Oh,
like
I didn't pick up on that. It didn't bother me, but
Yeah. Anywho, but probably because he just annoyed me, so anything he did was easily going
okay,
to trigger
Alyssa.
me to be bothered. Right. So for one, and it's so annoying because my man does it jokingly, where it's like,
Oh.
"Oh, I want a home cooked meal every day." Here goes Cassie, almost dropping her mic per usual, y'all.
Per
Y'all don't even
usual, I
know
don't drop my mic. Stop trying to play me. Anyways, continue.
she got a new mic, y'all. So literally all the time, my man's like, "Oh, I want a home cooked meal," or "Oh, you need to do this because you're the woman," and this and that,
Oh.
mocking Elijah Wan
Oh.
because he's so ridiculous. Like, this woman has a
Mm.
job, and you expect this woman to do every little thing for you all the time. Like, and like my man said, he has old traditional standards
Mhm.
in today's times. That shit don't work like that.
Right.
It really doesn't. And my man probably worded it very nicely. If she is working a 9 to 5, she has a boss. So you cannot dominate that time because she is devoted to working for somebody else. So if back in the day, women didn't have a job and stayed home as stay at home moms and wives,
Mhm.
then in quotation marks, right? Air quotes,
Mm.
then her husband is her so called boss because
Okay.
that is who not necessarily she reports to or works for, but that's who she serves.
Mhm.
But when you work in a 9 to 5, I can't serve you the same way as serving the work that I need to do during my 9 to 5, and then also cooking, cleaning, this, that, and all of that all the time when she came from a lifestyle of takeout. Give the woman some time for one to transition.
That's very true. But to his point, he's saying because she's a woman, she should already have all these skills in her back pocket and she shouldn't be learning them in this relationship.
The fact that he even refer to her maturing while being on the show
Mm-hmm.
is sick.
It was wild.
Oh, yeah, I don't know if you're mature enough for me. And then, oh, are you able to handle um kids and
School.
taking care of me and school? Oh, I'm sorry. She's the first person to go to nursing school with a husband and kids, huh?
Apparently.
Which I get, he's speaking specifically to her and what she's capable of, but what credit are you giving her? What faith do you have in her?
Right.
And why the fuck is she taking care of the kids by herself when she has a whole husband? Because
Well,
single moms do it, for one, with no husband, no boyfriend. Single moms do it.
mm-hmm.
So she's supposed to be your wife. So where does partnership come in when it comes to taking care of the kids and taking care of the home so she can get her nursing degree?
Yeah, I mean, they didn't really go into like those kinds of details, but I think we
He
can
can't.
kind of all assume where that would go, just given the way that he was acting throughout the entire season.
Ugh.
Of him just expecting that those are a woman's duties. And you have
Mm,
to respect him though, in the fact that like he was actually like vocal about things that he liked. It was just his approach was like completely off. And like every
yeah.
time that like me and my boyfriend would watch it, he would just like yell out to the TV, like, bro, like, why are you like
No,
stop
seriously.
talking? Like, you can't say like there's certain things that like guys will like think and like whatever, and that's cool, but like there's just certain
Hmm.
things you don't like vocalize.
Say out loud. Yeah.
It's like
You
it will
just really,
never come out the right way. And,
no.
you know, when you say certain things like that to a woman, like we take that and like mush it internally and like it will just mentally destroy us. Cause like we feel like we're not good enough, you know?
Bruh. And then it's already bad enough that Katina said she was previously in a relationship that was like abusive, or I don't know if it was necessarily like physically abusive or mentally abusive, but
Mhm.
she
Probably
was
mental.
in, right, in a non good space. So then it's just like the way he's talking to her was so irritating to me because it's
Oh, it's
like
awful.
she was so submissive to him
Mhm.
and I hated that.
Yeah.
Like, and sorry, I just remembered I was about to spaz. Sorry. I just got so worked up. I just got so worked
I
up.
thought you lost your audio.
Girl. The phone app, the dating app on the
Oh
phone,
yeah, what's your take on that?
he lost his shit. I find that to be ridiculous.
Mm,
I don't understand why
completely?
people cannot have a conversation first
Mhm.
about the situation. So you want to bring up at the end of a dinner
Oh yeah, that was inappropriate.
that you've seen something in my phone that you don't like. Exactly. So that was just beyond inappropriate. So now you're portraying me in a light that is not good
Mhm.
in front of a bunch of people who don't need to be a part of the business.
Right.
And then when we finally speak about it, you don't even give me a chance to say anything to you about it. You seen what you saw and you made this whole story up in your big ass head,
Mhm.
and now this is all it is.
Right.
I personally do not ever agree with any situation where there has not been a discussion about it before people start acting like idiots. I like, especially where I am in my life, if you can't just have a conversation with me about it before coming at me in a certain way,
Mhm.
I don't want to talk to you. I'm all set
Yeah. No, it's true.
because it could be like the bullshit could be avoided.
Yeah, no, it definitely can. And it's hard though too, right? Like when you are feeling a certain way about something,
Mhm.
like yes, you should never what is the saying? Like say uh what the hell? What is it?
You're alone on this one.
Like if you don't have something nice to say, like don't say it at all kind of
Oh,
thing, or like
right,
let
yes.
yourself like cool down before you actually like speak on something.
Mhm. Oh, for
So I
sure.
think that that's where he failed, right? He let his like emotions get the best of him in that situation, which, you know,
Mhm.
his bad, yes, because you should not have done that. You should have talked to her about it first. But
Yeah.
I would be pretty pissed too, though, if I saw a dating app on my significant other's phone and like I would be very emotional about that too. So like I get it from that
See?
perspective.
That's what's wrong with y'all. This is another situation. We are going to agree to disagree. Why are you developing any emotion in the situation before really understanding what the situation is?
Because it shouldn't be there. If we're together, it shouldn't be there. Like, I understand that, like, she forgot about it and she hasn't used it in a while, and yes, I put that in quotes for those who are listening and not watching, because, like, I'm sure she was getting some kind of, like, notifications or something on her phone, like, it's very rare to have an app on your phone and
Mm,
not get it to say, like, "Oh, this has been updated," or, like, whatever the case might be. Like, I don't know about you, but I know all the apps that are on my phone, so to kind of, like, do the, like, "I forgot about it" thing, I don't know if I completely believe that or not, but
I can't agree. I cannot, because I'm gonna just say I have an iPhone and I do not have a setting on my phone for all of my apps to automatically update. So yes, I will have apps on there
Mm.
that I forget about. And if it's not on my main page, I have more than one page that has apps
Yeah,
on it. I'm sure many people do.
yeah.
So if it's not within the first two pages or within the main folders I go into, yes, I definitely forget about those apps. So that's why I
Mhm.
can't agree with it, because there can easily be things in your phone that you forget about, or it could be a situation of like, yes, you get picked to go on the show, right? And then you're so excited and you have all this stuff going on. That's not always necessarily the first thought going into your mind of, oh, let me go up and delete all my old shit so I can make sure that I'm a new bitch. Like, you just don't necessarily think about that. I just think there, like, again, agreeing to disagree, but I think there's absolutely no reason to drive up all this emotion around a situation that you don't even, that one hasn't even been addressed, right? Like, why are we getting emotional about something that hasn't even been discussed? Like,
Yeah.
get like, I think it makes more sense to have all of that emotion
Mhm.
after you're talking to that person, because then at that point, for me, that's when the emotions are going to come about, because then I'm like, okay, was like that shit sounded questionable when she explained it, or like,
Yeah.
it's just like, then that's when I'm like, my wheels are spinning and now I'm really like thinking about what's going on. But when I see stuff, that's when all my questions are coming in on how I'm going to address the situation and
Mm.
ask you, so I can figure out if you're fucking lying to me or not.
Mhm.
But, that's usually us as women too. I don't think men are that,
Yeah.
some men aren't that,
Thoughtful.
with it.
Oh.
Yeah, like, us women, a majority, I'm not gonna say all women are the same, but most of us are kind of a step ahead in situations, so we know kind of what to ask, because if you answer a certain way, then that's gonna allude to this or that's gonna allude to that.
Mm.
So yeah, I just thought that situation was dumb as fuck, if I'm just gonna be honest.
Oh, yes. I mean, yes. But anyways, so them as a whole though, I do think that
They match each other.
they do. They are really cute
Hmm.
together. I am glad that she had the patience to hold him down because I do think that he needed a woman to ground him because he is off the wall. He is crazy. He does
Yeah.
have this like warped reality of like what a relationship should look like.
Yeah.
And I can only speak so much because I personally am very into gender roles. Um,
Hmm.
I put a lot of pressure on myself personally, whereas thankfully my boyfriend doesn't, because if he did, I'd probably have a different take on it. If he was like, you have to like cook for me kind of a thing, whereas like me being like, okay, I got to make sure I have like, a meal cooked or, feed him in some capacity, whether it's me cooking or
Hmm.
takeout or whatever.
Right.
So I put that pressure on myself, but if it came from him, it would certainly be a little different. So
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
but I'm glad to see though that like overall throughout the entire season, he kind of stepped back from his illogical viewpoints. And
Yeah.
I do agree that he did do a lot of growth throughout the season. So kudos to him.
Hmm.
Because it certainly, I think, takes a lot to be able to recognize that, like, whoa, like, I was kind of a shitty person in some
Yeah,
aspects.
well, he was kind of a dum dum too, talking about his situation with Dr. Pepper, and Dr. Pepper was like, "Oh, really, bitch? Let me go ahead and come out here and talk to you." So,
Yeah.
um, not a huge fan of their relationship. Nothing against their relationship. It was just he annoyed me. She was too submissive, and I didn't like that for them.
Mhm.
But they definitely looked good together. Like, they look like a couple. Even though I am just gonna say real quick that it was interesting that when they go to meet the spouses, family and friends,
Mhm.
and one of Katina's friends said something to him about, oh, like, you've never dated anyone who's black before, so you're just trying something new. I thought that was a really interesting
Oh, yeah.
question there. But I didn't see their pages, but I think my boyfriend said that they were still together
Yeah, so there was an
today.
article I saw that said that they did break up, but then
Mhm.
when I did go to their socials, I don't remember if I saw it on his, but I think it was on hers. They had just posted like
Mhm.
for Christmas, they like it looked like they were on a vacation and there were a few pictures of them
Oh.
together.
Hmm.
So I think that if they did break up at some point, that they are back together.
They're back on, ready to go. Ooh, anywho, on to the most fun couple of them all,
The best for last.
Lindsay and Mark. I just want to say that Lindsay is a Libra and I am also a Libra. And I just want
Oh,
people to understand that um,
mm.
all Libras are not there. We
There,
can, we
where?
can, Lindsay, we're not her. We are not,
Mm.
we can get to that level of like, oh shit, they might be a little crazy, but only the smart ones don't actually take it there if they don't need to. So I'm just gonna say Lindsay is batshit crazy.
Okay, I was waiting for that to come out because I'm like, what are you getting at here? Why are we talking about
No,
horoscopes?
yeah, I'm talking about horoscopes because when I watch these
Mm.
shows and see how these people act, especially Lindsay, Lindsay was the one who started me on looking at the horoscope. I've never done it for the show until I seen her and I
No,
was like, can you just look up her? Because I had to have him look up her sign, right? Because he already seen the season and I haven't. So I just needed him to just go ahead and give me that
right.
information. Because I was like, this chick
You
is
want to
fucking
remember?
crazy. What is she? He was like, oh, her birthday's 9 days before mine. I was like, get the fuck out of here. You've got to be kidding me. You have
Uh,
got to be kidding. So for those of you again who are not viewing but want to hear about this, Lindsay and Mark are a couple that look like they would have had a whole immense amount of fun together and a lot of laughs and just good times. You know, they have like 5 cats between the two of them, which I think is asinine, but that's just me. But yeah, they look like a couple that that would have worked.
I
Um
mean, maybe. It's hard for me to like
for
visualize it as like cute as like some of the other ones, just because I just knew from the jump that like she was,
crazy.
yeah, and that she's gonna be single forever. So,
Yeah, that's why yeah. So I thought Chris and Paige were bad. I'm gonna put Lindsay right up there with
oh,
Chris. I am. And not even like for like deceit because he was deceitful um
hmm,
and disrespectful. She was definitely disrespectful.
oh, hands
Like
down,
that
hands
that
down,
bitch was the epitome of
hands
disrespectful.
down. Oh
Disrespectful.
yeah.
Yo, she's in the bathroom. Like you are using, oh, go back to your mom. Like you know that's a sensitive subject and you gonna be like, oh, go back to your mom. Like his mom is like depressed and not in a good mental space
Mm.
and you just gonna throw that at him and then you're gonna like diss his manhood on live TV. Like
That bitch is wild. She has absolutely no filter and no regard for human life, like at all
how does she have
whatsoever. I
friends?
don't
Like that's
know.
what I'm trying to understand is that like and I get that a friendship and a romantic relationship are two different levels.
Yes. But still, I told my man, I was like, I wouldn't even want to be her boss. Like, I don't want her in my
In
work
my life,
environment.
point
Like,
blank, period.
yeah, like she's just
None of that.
insane.
I don't even want to ride the plane with her.
No, oh my God, no.
Yo, she drove me wild. One, her dolphin laugh was ridiculous. It was funny, but it was like a little scary at the same time. And then you have Mark the Shark with these bulging eyes. The man is looking like help me every 2 damn seconds,
Yes, I love
talking about,
him.
oh, I'm not scared of her. Yes, the fuck you are scared of her. I don't know who like
I think he
I'm
said
not
it a
scared
few
of her.
times though. He was definitely threatened because that bitch is
So
crazy.
at first, he said he wasn't scared of her. I
Oh,
think it was like he
maybe.
was talking like Pastor Cal or something. Like it was
Very
early on.
early.
He said he wasn't scared of
Yeah.
her. But yeah, later into the
Mm,
season, dude was not afraid to say that. Yeah, I'm kind of scared of her.
yeah.
Like, yo, she was insane. She was exhausting. Like,
So
so
much. God, I
exhausting.
just I couldn't imagine being in his shoes. I was like, this man just deserves all the credit in the world for his patience and forgiving her and trying again and still being like, maybe this can work and like, just going on with it because he should have been right there with what's his name? Chris?
Yeah.
Should have been like, peace out, bitch. I'm gone.
Yo,
Because what?
I'm giving you my Mark the Shark eyes. He's like, yo.
Oh man.
But
That
why?
poor
Like,
guy.
why is this man on the show and so many bad things are happening for him?
I don't know. The
I felt
poor
terrible.
thing. Like, I really want him to find love.
I
He's such a
know.
great person.
He's Yeah, he seemed like such a good guy. And then he was dressed so nicely on the reunion. I don't
Yeah.
know if you noticed that, but I was like, oh, he looks all dapper in the reunion rather than his t-shirt and his basketball shorts and his little goldfish.
Mhm.
I'm like, that was something. I'm like, okay, so I'm just gonna say it didn't make sense to me how he works in the fitness industry, but he only eats like the same five foods. That I wasn't really like
You would think about that.
under because it's like you're in the fitness industry and like I mean, I guess maybe I needed to understand more so of what it was that he does, but it's
Yeah.
just like you've never had a taco.
I mean, I don't know. Is that a thing? I guess I didn't really pay too much attention to that.
He's never had a taco.
No.
She like had him eat a taco for the first time ever in his life.
Oh.
And I'm just gonna say a taco is an easy, inexpensive meal.
I mean, it is, but I don't know, girl. Why are you so worried about his diet? That is not what we're here to talk about.
Because I just was so fascinated that the man has never had a taco and he's 30 something years old, damn near 40. He's probably 40 now. But I just found it really fascinating that like you're from the Boston area, which is very diverse, and you've never had a taco. Like I grew up in a household that was like Southern black and we ate fucking fried chicken all the time, but I ate a fucking taco before. So I just found it really fascinating that the man has never had a taco.
Mm.
So that's like a thing on the show is that, oh, he's eating a taco for the first time. Sushi and the other stuff, yeah, I can definitely understand a first time for that. But it's just like, bro, it's a fucking taco, it's ground beef. Like and a tortilla. I'm sorry. That just bothered me. But
Clearly, because
anyways,
what?
I'm sorry, but it was just like that I was on the same page. I can say I was on the same page with Lindsay for that with just
But to shove new food in his face like every 5 minutes.
no, I was not on the same page with that
Okay,
part. I was
because
not.
I'm like, what?
The shock in never having a taco, I was on the same page, but forcing the man to always eat something and you want to play victim all the time and
Mm,
say that, he doesn't respect you or he doesn't XYZ. He deals with your annoying ass day in and day out, and you have no respect for his boundaries whatsoever.
no, none at all.
Like, yeah. And it's just sad because in her situation, we don't know her mom, but from the way she talked about her mom, she's her mom.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
She
She just,
hate to say, but the apple seemed to not fall far from the tree, and she's not aware of that. And I personally think she's someone who could benefit well from therapy. And I say therapy as in like relearning social skills because
yeah, she ain't got none.
god damn. Like you was about to get your ass whooped by Katina's bony ass real quick. Katina probably would just threw her off the boat.
Yeah, I don't
Like
know.
that
Mm,
relationship was sad to watch, honestly, because the amount of disrespect that Mark suffered and especially the amount of disrespect that he suffered and wouldn't have known until after watching the show.
right, exactly. Yeah, I don't
That was
know.
messed up.
It really was, and I really don't even know what to say about them other than that bitch is just fucking crazy, and we all feel bad for Mark. And I'm
Yeah.
surprised as shit that they both said yes on decision day
Yes.
because I was like, "What?"
Took the words out of my mouth. Yeah, that was super shocking,
Yeah.
super shocking. And then that they had, I, I wish the camera crew was there for that breakup that they had because
Mm,
he was like he looked traumatized from it,
yeah, I think so too, and that was
and
definitely the straw that, broke the camel's back on that one, so
yeah, and she's all like, oh. She's in California. Oh, so you're just in a new city terrorizing new people? Like,
yeah,
oh,
you better
that's
move halfway across the country. No wonder why you're trying to get so far away from your family because anybody that knows you doesn't want to be near you. So,
Right. Yeah. It's just like I
why?
think the problem is internal, sweetie, not external. But that was that was just sad to see because she again disrespected him on the reunion and pretty much said he was not smart. And oh, I just like working with I like engineers and they're intellectual people, and San Francisco has a bunch of intellectual people.
No, she was just disrespectful on all fronts and didn't
Yeah.
care, and that's the problem. She didn't care how
Mm-mm.
she made him feel at all whatsoever, and that was the fucked
Mm-mm.
up part.
I just wish Jasmina laid some words into her. I would have loved to see that. Just saying.
Yeah, definitely, because and the minute you spit on someone is a whole another level of disrespect.
Yeah, that's disrespect is an understatement, but yeah,
Mm,
definitely agreeing with you on that one.
yeah.
Whew, but all in all, dry ass season, even though we just said all of that stuff. That season was not as exciting as I wanted it to
Yeah.
be. But you know, there were some good couples on there.
Mhm. Agreed.
But not the majority.
No.
They better give us something better for the next season because whew, I can't do another season like this. And I look forward to a season with all five couples.
Oh, yeah, that's true. So hopefully they do it right this next time, but we'll see what
Yeah,
happens until that drops on Netflix. We will, review it
we'll
then.
wait and see.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. All right, girly. Well, you got any more good gems to drop before we wrap this on up?
No, I don't think so. I think we covered all the basis and all the tea of all things Married at First Sight. So make sure you
Hmm.
guys watch, either before or after you hear us talk about it so you can tune in the conversation.
Absolutely. All right, y'all. Until next time.
Bye, guys.